The Invictus Games, an event celebrated for its mission of honoring wounded veterans, faced unexpected controversy this year as Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's alleged extravagant demands ignited a wave of backlash. What was once a symbol of unity and resilience became overshadowed by reports of lavish accommodations, over-the-top security measures, and an insistence on VIP treatment that some critics argue undermined the spirit of the Games. While Prince Harry has long been lauded for founding the event, insiders suggest that his wife Meghan played a significant role in orchestrating the couple's high-profile presence, leaving many questioning whether the focus has shifted away from veterans to the Sussexes themselves. At the heart of the controversy lies the perception that Meghan Markle has transformed the Invictus Games into a platform for rebranding the Sussexes' global image. Reports from sources close to the event claim that the couple requested exclusive access to luxury suites, private chefs, and round-the-clock security teams, all at a staggering cost. While such measures might be standard for high-profile figures, critics argue that these demands distracted from the Games' core mission, supporting veterans. Observers also noted that Meghan's presence at the Games came with a curated media strategy. From perfectly timed photo opportunities to heavily publicized appearances with athletes, many felt her involvement was more about bolstering her personal profile than genuinely supporting the cause. British tabloids were quick to label the Sussexes as tone-deaf, accusing them of prioritizing their celebrity status over the athletes they were meant to honor. One of the most contentious issues was the Sussexes' reported choice of accommodations. Rather than staying in the same hotel as the athletes, fostering camaraderie and solidarity, the couple allegedly opted for a 5-star luxury resort with private entrances and a personal staff. Critics questioned whether this decision underscored a disconnect between the Sussexes and the veterans they claimed to champion. The financial burden of these arrangements reportedly fell on event organizers and donors, sparking outrage among those who had contributed to the Games. Many questioned whether these resources could have been better spent on programs for veterans or expanding the reach of the Games. Adding fuel to the fire, insiders alleged that Meghan had personally insisted on these arrangements, arguing that they were necessary for her and Harry's security and privacy. While Prince Harry has consistently received praise for his dedication to the Invictus Games, Meghan Markle's involvement has been more polarizing. Critics argue that her influence has shifted the focus away from the athletes and onto the Sussexes themselves. For instance, during the opening ceremony, Meghan reportedly arrived late, drawing attention away from the veterans and onto her glamorous entrance. Dressed in designer attire and flanked by a team of photographers, her appearance was described as more fitting for a Hollywood red carpet than an event honoring service members. Some former supporters of the Sussexes have expressed disappointment at what they perceive as Meghan's tendency to overshadow Prince Harry's initiatives. The Invictus Games were always about Harry's connection to the military and his genuine desire to give back to veterans, one critic remarked. Now it feels like Meghan is using the Games as another opportunity to promote herself. Another point of contention was the meticulously planned media coverage surrounding the Sussexes' participation in the Games. Critics noted that Meghan's appearances seemed carefully staged, with professional photographers capturing moments that quickly made their way to social media and headlines. From hugging athletes to delivering a brief speech, every move appeared calculated to maximize publicity. This approach stood in stark contrast to the athletes, many of whom expressed discomfort with the sudden media frenzy. Some attendees reportedly felt that the focus on Harry and Meghan detracted from the achievements of the veterans competing in the Games. "This was supposed to be about us," one participant lamented. "Instead, it felt like we were extras in a show about Harry and Meghan." Perhaps the most damning criticism leveled at the Sussexes was the perceived disconnect between their public statements and their actions. While both Harry and Meghan frequently speak about the importance of compassion, humility, and service, their alleged behavior at the Invictus Games painted a different picture. Demands for VIP treatment, luxury accommodations, and exclusive access left many questioning whether the couple truly embodies the values they espouse. For example, during one of her speeches, Meghan emphasized the importance of community and togetherness. However, many felt that her actions, such as staying in a separate hotel and maintaining a visible distance from the athletes, contradicted this message. It's hard to take their words seriously when their actions suggest they see themselves as above everyone else, one critic noted. The backlash surrounding the Invictus Games is not the first time the Sussexes have faced criticism for their lifestyle and public behavior. Over the years, Meghan and Harry have been accused of hypocrisy for preaching environmental sustainability while flying on private jets, advocating for mental health while engaging in public feuds, and championing equality while living a life of extraordinary privilege. For many, the events at the Invictus Games were simply the latest example of what they see as a growing pattern. Critics argue that Meghan's influence has steered Harry away from his once grounded approach to public service and into the realm of celebrity excess. "This isn't the Harry we used to know," one royal commentator remarked. "He used to be about the work, not the spotlight. Now it feels like Meghan has turned him into a brand." The public reaction to the controversy has been deeply divided. While some supporters of the Sussexes have defended their choices, arguing that high-profile figures require certain accommodations, others have been less forgiving. Social media was flooded with criticism, with many accusing the couple of exploiting the Invictus Games for personal gain. The backlash also extended to the media, with several outlets running scathing editorials about the Sussexes' alleged behavior. One headline read, "From royals to reality stars, how Harry and Meghan lost their way," while another declared, "Invictus Games tarnished by Sussex ego trip." Even some veterans expressed disappointment, with one participant stating, "We came here to celebrate resilience and recovery. Instead, we ended up watching a spectacle about Harry and Meghan." As the dust begins to settle, questions remain about how the Sussexes can recover from this latest controversy. For Prince Harry, the Invictus Games have always been a deeply personal project, one that reflects his commitment to honoring veterans and their sacrifices. However, the backlash surrounding this year's event has raised concerns about whether his association with Meghan is hindering his ability to maintain that focus. For Meghan, the criticism presents yet another challenge to her public image, which has faced significant scrutiny since her departure from the royal family. While her supporters argue that she is unfairly targeted by the media, her detractors claim that her actions often invite such criticism. The controversy surrounding the Invictus Games has highlighted the complex dynamics of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's public life. While their work continues to inspire many, the growing perception of entitlement and self-promotion threatens to overshadow their positive contributions. For the Sussexes, this moment may serve as a turning point, a chance to reflect on their actions and realign their priorities with the values they claim to uphold. Whether they can rise above the criticism and regain public trust remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, the world will be watching their next move closely.